Hello everybody, Rookmoxon here, and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In the last episode, we exploded another player. That is the best way that I can put that, because that was absolutely hilarious. In this episode, though, we are going to be continuing on with the Gladiator story quest. We're going to be tackling both the level 10 and the level 15 quest in this episode. Once we complete this teleport to Ul'dah. Let's say, once we complete the teleport. Alright, and then we can use the Aethernet to go straight to the Gladiators Guild. Alrighty. Not bad stuff in here for rewards. You look well, Jace. I hope you are ready for your next task, because I require your immediate assistance. There have been several violent murders recently, the victims of which are Hyren men. Based on multiple spear wounds found upon their bodies of the deceased, we believe that Lancers are responsible for the crime. Not only are these murders a blight upon our city, I fear it is only a matter of time before one of our own is targeted. I've just received reports of foreign Lancers skulking in the Stone's Throw. Considering the circumstances, I find it likely that that is our culprit. We cannot abide any more murders. Go to Stone's Throw out of the gates of Nod, and speak with any you find in the area. With luck, we may find those Lancers before they strike again. Alright, with haste. Stone's Throw is outside central Thanalan. So we'll head to the Sapphire Exchange. And then head to central Thanalan. With post haste. What do you need for this? Eh, that's that. Ew. We're not going to be tackling that for a long time. Oh, so I did kind of go out the wrong exit. But it really doesn't matter. Alright, so Stone's Throw. Let's go. We don't want any more murders happen. Alright, we can sprint again. Let's go. Now there's something very valuable waiting for us at the end of both this quest and the next quest. Gutless Gladiator. Don't kill me, please. I'm not the one you want. Okay, if you notice, we got Shield Bash last episode. But we can't actually use it right now. Why? Because we don't have a shield. Ooh, that effect is slow. Slow is unfortunate. Alright. Waiting. There it is. Thank you, thank you! They appeared out of nowhere. Asked me if I was Aldous at Spear Point. I said no, but they attacked me anyway. What did I do to deserve this? I'm not entirely sure. But let's report back. What happened? Speeny, Speeny. Back to the Gladiators Guild. Oh, that person was attuning to that Aethernet. So they were indeed the murderers we sought. But what brought Duskweight freelancers all the way from Blackshroud? And why were they murdering Kion men with swords? First sword. What is it? Lancers, first sword. A gang of them, hiding in the tunnels south of Blackbrush Station. It seems we're not rid of them yet. Jace, you might as well finish what you started. Go to Central Thanalan and dispatch of the last of these freelancers. Bruce, accompany Jace, so see that he doesn't die. Well, I can't keep the bloke from getting skewered, but I can patch him up best I can. Jace, defend Bruce. He knows powerful healing magics, but he cannot employ them on you if the enemy, unless you keep all the enemies occupied. Make sure you command their full attention at all times. Aye, I'm counting on you to keep those bastards away from me. Watch me back, I'll watch yours. You have your orders, gladiators. Send those freelancers to the 7 gates. Now this is really where we're going to be making use of our tank stance, Iron Will. As we don't want our healer to be having aggro. The one who will be healing us. We don't want him to be having aggro. Or else he will die, and then I will die. That is no good. Last thing you want is your healer to die. We got a fair amount of stuff. I'll probably go over this stuff later. So it should be right up in here. No, we helped out here earlier. Also, after I do what I do, after what I'm doing is done here, I should go and attune to an Aetherite up there. Alright, let's talk to Bruce the Big. No one seems home. Let's say we stay here in ambush when they return. It's going to be a level 14 sync, so anything that we have at level 15 and above, we will not be able to use. Unless it is a roll skill, of course. Oh. Make sure that you turn on that tank stance. And you're going to be wanting to make use of Total Eclipse so you can hit every single enemy at once so that the aggro can be generated onto you. Again, Bruce the Big is technically your healer, so although he is a gladiator as well, he's going to be your healer in this. So you want to be making sure that the aggro is on you at all times. Making use of Total Eclipse is a perfect way to get the aggro onto you. I like to use a couple Total Eclipses, and then I start single targeting down one enemy. A lot of this also will depend entirely on who you have with you for your team comp, but I'll be going into that into much more detail later. Bastards actually make me break a sweat. Freelancer Captain. Oh, he's got some AoEs. Let's quickly dodge out of those. Let's drop stun on him. Let's pop Fighter Flight. I did not mean to pop Provoke there. Let's get some extra damage in here with Fighter Flight. Is that it? That's it. Simple enough. Looks like we're done here. Let's head home, Jace. I could use a drink. Well, before we head home, I've got an Aetheryte to attune to because I am forgetful. Because, yeah, we were up here before and, like, spent a little bit of time up here, too. There are a few things up here of note, too. So we're out towards Eastern Thanalan that we have not explored at all. We're going to be spending a lot of time in Eastern Thanalan, I'll tell you that much. Is our return able to be accessed? Nope, not for another 2 minutes. Alrighty. Well, we'll teleport back to Ul'dah. Normally I would cast Return, but it's still on cooldown. Now let's head back to the Gladiators Guild. Congratulations on a job well done, Jace. Bruce says you acquainted yourself well. You have shown tremendous growth since you joined us, and though it pains me to do this, you have earned the right. Jace, I will grant you leave to join other guilds. As you doubtless know, Ul'dah is home to both the Pugilists and the Thaumaturgs Guild. However, there are also guilds. You may learn something of more peaceful traditions. You may even join guilds of other nations if that is your desire. Know that I will respect your decisions, whatever they may be, so long as you do not forget who you are above who you are. Above all, a gladiator. And we now have access to other guilds. Before you head off, I wanted to ask you. Bruce believes the freelancers were out for a bounty. What is your opinion on this, Jace? They were tracking a man named Aldous. Aldous? Are you certain that is the name you heard? He's alive. But how? Give me the gloves. And we're not going to be tackling another, we're not going to be tackling another class for a long time. A very, very long time. But we now have a shield. Yeah, that sword and shield looking nice now. And now we finally have access to Shield Bash. So if we go to actions and traits, Shield Bash is an attack that delivers a potency of 110, so not the highest potency. But it's a stun for 6 seconds. Now if we go to Low Blow is a stun for 5 seconds. So it is a better stun in some situations. I find Shield Bash to be absolutely god-awful terrible. But what isn't terrible is the next skill that we'll be getting, but we also did get a better sword. Nice. The next skill that we'll be getting, Shield Lob. This is going to be the most useful skill that we'll be having access to for a long time. That old familiar feeling. Hail, Jace, you've come at a good time. I have another task I wish to assign you. The Immortal Flames and the Brass Blades have been requested by Guild's assistants in maintaining security at Camp Drybone, a vital outpost along the Royal Alanchian Sunway. The Amalja have been raiding caravans with reckless abandon, creating a significant disturbance in trade. Ul'dah has a long, troubled history with the Amalja, so raids are not unheard of. However, this recent escalation must be addressed. Go to Camp Drybone and search out these raiders, Jace. I've already dispatched other gladiators to patrol the region, so I suggest you speak with one for more information. Alright, let's head to Camp Drybone. Oh, that is in Eastern Thanalan. So, if we go to Teleport and we go to Central Thanalan, then it'll just be a stone's throw away to Eastern Thanalan. First off, though, I'm going to talk to this merchant here. And I'm going to sell this just for the little bit of extra cash. Because we're doing a fair amount of teleporting right now. And although we do have 99 of these Aetheryte tickets, I'm going to try and use these very sparingly. I'm not going the fully correct way. Never mind, I am. It's just because of the zoom out. Ooh. Antling Soldier wants to fight. Alright, so yeah. So, you saw that I got the stun there, and you also see that I'm lagging. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. Alright, I'll show it off on the next Antling Soldier. So, you saw that I got the stun there with Low Blow. However, say I do Fast Blade, and then I do Shield Bash. Well, I can't Riot Blade now, so I have to go into Fast Blade. It's like, Shield Bash, although being a very, very useful skill, because stunning is incredibly useful, I don't find it all that good. I hardly ever use Shield Bash. And on my main character, I don't even have Shield Bash on my bar. So, like, yeah, Shield Bash, not terrible, but I don't use it. So, I'm not going to remove it right now, because I will show off some uses for Shield Bash. Ow. I'm just going to ignore you. I will try and show off some uses for Shield Bash. There are some uses for it that, like, are not terrible, but you're better off just using Low Blow, because you don't have to wait for your attack timer, and you won't have to restart your entire attack combo. And we level up to level 16. So yeah, for that reason, like, Shield Bash, although useful in circumstances, you're most likely going to be using Low Blow instead. Or you're not even going to be using either of them at all for much, much later stuff going on if you do end up doing that stuff. If you are one of those players. So you will never use Shield Bash or Low Blow. There's a different skill that you'll be making use of instead. And I'll be going into that. I think we get that at level 24? 18 is whenever we get Interject. Interject is a super useful skill. And I'll be showing off more on what Interject can do later on. But Interject is super useful and a skill that you will have pretty much on your bar for the entire time. Because it is a needed skill. Interject is probably one of the most useful skills in the game. While at the same time, for players who don't know, its strength is the most useless. Anyway, we found the injured gladiators. Get down, they're still here. Right over there. Let's go, Ravengers. I'll take on both of you at once. It's just too bad that I can't stand in the middle of you guys. AoEing you guys down. Because you guys have bows. Why you gotta be like that, eh? Alrighty. Speak with the injured gladiator. Once the marker appears above his head, because if you talk to him while it's not there, it's not going to count. Don't worry, brother. I'll be fine. Though maybe not when the first sword is done with me, eh? Go tell her that the Amaja are dead. Leave the merchant to me. Alright, well, we're going to cast Return. And go straight back to Ul'dah and report. Whew. Head back to the Gladiators Guild with post-haste. And lag! I don't know if that's FF servers doing that or my internet, because like it's been happening a lot on FF for me, but it doesn't happen on other games. So I think it's just Final Fantasy servers doing that. But you'll be seeing that a lot throughout this entire walkthrough of this game. I knew it was right to send you, Jace. You've done us all proud. 7 hells, this place reeks of sweat. How do you expect a man to concentrate on his swordplay like this? Aldous! You remember me? How goes it, brother? Still waving your sword around like a feather duster? You. Good to see you too, Mila. My dear. You're more beautiful than I remember. You're alive! Where have you been all these years? Answer me! Me? Well, if you must know, I'm on a spiritual journey of self-discovery. Damn it, Aldous, this is serious. We all thought you were dead. And for you to walk in here as though nothing ever happened? Have you forgotten how much you dishonored us? I should cut you down where you stand. Ho, that's the Mila I remember. All fire and brimstone. I knew that pretty face could still contort itself into some terrifying shapes. Ah, don't pout, girl. I'm just having fun. But as you wish, I'll go. Jace, was it? Why not join me at the quicksand? I could use some company, and I doubt anyone else here would be so kind. Might I have anything to say? That bastard! Why now after all these years? The quicksand is at the Adventurers Guild. In between episodes, I'm probably gonna go and grab all the other Aethernets. And I'll probably start all but one, and then I'll probably start the next episode attuning to the last one, showing what that does. But there are quite an amount of Aethernet that's around. But we got ourselves another instance quest. Just jumping right into it. My kind of man. Oh, you came. Saw you had to witness that little reunion between me and Mela. The Sword of Nod, back from the dead. You think I'd be greeted by thoughts and by thongs of adorning fans, not threats of violence. Listen, Jace. You're good with a sword, that's plain to see. But more than that, you've got purpose. There's a fire burning within you. As a former man of conviction, I can recognize a kindred spirit. Garnet's named her fury, her frenzy. No, Girot's named her frenzy. She's one of a magnificent pair of swords that a drunken prodigy forged for Colosseum champions. The man who wielded her had eyes that burned like yours. Jace, the Hells? Aldous, Sword of Nod, we've come for your head. If you do that, how the hell am I supposed to enjoy my ale? Arrogant fool, prepare to meet your maker. Alright, you bunch of impatient, humorless fellas. Up for a bit of fun, Jace. I'll lead, you follow. I'm not doing this for you, Aldous. I'm doing this for Momodi. Watch carefully now, Jace. I'll show you how a Colosseum champion fights. Oh, he's got aggro on all of them, so yeah, I really don't even need to really care. So it's best to really target the one that he's attacking. You'll take down the targets faster whenever you guys are targeting down the same target. Is that all you got? Try to keep up, boys. I'm gonna do this. Bang. Oh, he's on that one. He swapped focus to the one that I stunned. Alright, just one more. Oh. Stout ambushers. Those weaklings are all yours, Jace. Ah, that's the sort of sport I crave. Yeah, even with my tank stance on, generating a ton of aggro, I cannot get this guy off of him and onto me. Although he's fighting level 20 guys over there. Oh, I missed that Riot Blade. Yeah, Riot Blade. Oh, more nameless attackers. Watch their eyes, Jace, not their hands. Let's pop Rampart here so that you take less damage. Pop Fighter Flight so that you deal more damage. Make sure that you're also using your crowd control wisely as well. So I'm going to stun this guy while I finish hitting this guy. I would have done that with low blow, but it was still on cooldown. I might as well use Shield Bash. I've got it. I have access to it. Ooh. Thank you for the heal, Aldous. Pop it on yourself as well. And with that, duty complete. Didn't think he'd go so far to send a gang of sellswords into the quicksands in broad daylight. Why is it never a bevy of beauties? Because you're not Thancred levels of hot. Let's continue this another time, shall we? I need to find a new place to drink. One with more attractive company than this sorry lot. And we report to Mila. Let's head back to the Gladiators Guild to report. My apologies, Jace. I meant to teach you a new technique earlier, but when that idiot arrived, I completely forgot. He's just so infuriating. Ahem. The shield lock technique allows you to attack from afar without the need for ranged weaponry. Since we gladiators are primarily close-range fighters, the ability to draw attention of distant enemies is a valuable asset. May it serve you well in the field, Jace. And she is not kidding. Action learned, Shield Lob. Now, at level 20, we get to speak with her again for the next quest. But we're probably not going to be tackling the Gladiator quest until we're at least level 25, just so we can do 2 in an episode, make things be all nice and organized like that. But next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, we'll be going back to the main story quest. We still got some things that need to be taken care of. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Have a good one, everyone.